My beloved child, I need you to stop exactly where you are and listen to the whisper echoing within your soul. I have seen you wandering through the digital wilderness, your eyes searching for a glimmer of light amidst the suffocating noise of the world. You thought you stumbled upon this moment by chance, perhaps an accident of an algorithm or a random click born of exhaustion. But I am here to tell you that there are no accidents in my kingdom. I, the architect of time and the weaver of destinies, have specifically navigated your path to this very second. I have guided your weary fingers to pause here because there is a matter of divine urgency that cannot wait another hour, another minute, or another heartbeat. Tonight a trap was meticulously set for you, a snare hidden in the deep shadows of your circumstances, crafted by forces that wish to see your spirit crushed and your destiny derailed. They thought they had you cornered, that your strength was finally depleted enough for the final blow. But I have stepped into the fray on your behalf. Before the enemy could spring the lock, I have shattered the cold iron of the mechanism. Before the net could draw tight around your life, I have torn the fibers with my own hands. You are standing on the precipice of a miracle, and I need you to understand that while the danger you felt lurking was very real, my protection over you is absolute and unshakable. There is a profound reason why the darkness has been so persistent and relentless in its pursuit of you. My precious one, you have felt a mounting pressure, a sense of impending doom that you couldn't quite name. Yet it sat like a leaden weight upon your chest every time you tried to find rest. You have wondered why every path you take seems to end at a brick wall, why every hand you reach for and trust seems to withdraw at the last possible second, leaving you stumbling in the dark. Do not be deceived into thinking this is merely a streak of bad luck or a series of unfortunate events. You are the chosen one, and your internal light is a blinding threat to the shadows that attempt to govern the world around you. They fear the awakening that is happening within your spirit. They tremble at the very thought of the authority and power you are about to step into. This message is the divine shield I am placing around your mind tonight. It is the master key to the prison cell you didn't even realize you were inhabiting. I am calling you to listen with your heart, not just your ears, because the safety of your soul and the ultimate fulfillment of your purpose depend on your willingness to receive this truth right now. If you turn away now, you risk walking back into the very confusion and entanglement I am pulling you out of. Stay with me, for I am about to reveal the hidden faces of those who have cast nets against you, and the reason they are so terrified of your rise. Before I reveal the full depth of the blessing I am pouring out, and the specific identities of the obstacles I am removing from your path, I ask you to make a physical sign of your spiritual agreement with heaven. Do not remain a silent observer in this divine exchange, for silence often grants permission to the enemy. If you can feel my presence vibrating in the air around you right now, if you feel the warmth of my unconditional love surrounding your tired heart like a soft blanket, then declare your presence before the gates of heaven and all the watching angels. Type "I am here, Lord," or the sacred number of restoration 7007 in the comments below. This is your way of testifying that you are awake, aware, and ready to receive the total restoration I have promised you. Furthermore, I invite you to join this global family of believers, those who, like you, have been called out from the darkness to lead in the light. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel right now as a bold act of faith, signaling to the heavens that you are in total, unwavering agreement with my divine plan for your life. By doing so, you are not merely interacting with a video. You are connecting your spirit to the collective energy of the chosen, ensuring that this message of salvation reaches every corner of the earth where my children are suffering in silence. Let this be the moment you plant your seed of faith in the fertile soil of my grace, for the harvest of your freedom is already beginning to bloom. My precious one, I have watched you move through your days carrying a heaviness that no doctor can diagnose, and no amount of sleep seems to cure. I have seen you sitting at the edge of your bed in the quiet, hollow hours of the morning, staring into the darkness and wondering why your soul feels so incredibly thin. You wake up more tired than when you laid down, as if you spent the entire night in a spiritual battle you cannot fully remember. Yet your body bears the scars of the fatigue. I know the tension that resides in your shoulders like a permanent guest, and the dull, persistent ache that lingers behind your eyes, a physical manifestation of the mental and emotional wars you have been fighting in my name. You have been running on empty for so long that you have forgotten what it feels like to be truly light, to be truly energized by the simple joy of being alive. I have heard every heavy sigh you uttered when you thought the room was empty, and I have counted every heartbeat that raced with an anxiety you couldn't explain. This is not just physical fatigue, it is the weariness of a spirit that has been holding the line against a relentless storm for far too long. But listen closely to my voice. Your period of carrying the weight of the world on your own fragile shoulders is coming to a definitive end. I am stepping into the fray to carry the heavy end of the burden you have been dragging behind you. I know the depth of your exhaustion, my child. I know the nights when sleep is a stranger and your mind becomes a theater of every mistake you have ever made and every terrifying what-if about the future. I know the silent tears that soak your pillow in the dead of night. The ones you hide from your family, your friends, and even from yourself because you feel you must be the strong one. I know the frustration of feeling like you are putting in maximum effort, but yielding minimum results, as if you are trying to run through deep, thick mud while everyone around you seems to be gliding on dry land. I know the moments when you look in the mirror and don't recognize the person looking back. The spark in your eyes dimmed by the relentless grind of merely surviving. I see you pushing through the pain, wearing a mask of competence for those who depend on you, while inside you are quietly screaming for just one moment of true, unburdened peace. You have tried to fix this with distractions, with more work, or with temporary comforts, but the void remains because it is a hunger that only my presence can satisfy. I have watched you struggle in this hidden season where no one sees your sacrifice and no one applauds your endurance. But I see it all. Every moment of your perseverance has been a sacred seed planted in the soil of your destiny. Do not mistake this season of extreme weariness for a sign of my abandonment or your own failure. You are not breaking. You are being remade into something far more resilient. You are not falling apart. You are falling into the very center of my divine purpose for your life. Just as a seed must feel the crushing weight of the cold earth before it breaks through the soil to reach the light of the sun, you have been under pressure because I am preparing you to handle the massive weight of the blessing that is coming. A small person with a shallow character cannot handle a big assignment. But I have allowed you to be tested by this invisible exhaustion to prove to you that your true strength does not come from your own flesh, but from my eternal spirit. You are stronger than you think, but you were never meant to be this strong alone. I am the God who gives power to the faint and increases the strength of those who have no might. In this very moment, I am breathing my supernatural life back into your lungs. I am reaching into those deep, dark places of your mind where the exhaustion has taken root, and I am pulling out the weeds of despair and hopelessness. I am making your yoke easy, and your burden light, for the battle is no longer yours to fight. I have already won it on your behalf, and now I am inviting you to enter into my rest, a rest that goes deeper than sleep, a peace that surpasses all human understanding. My beloved child, I have walked with you through the echoing halls of your loneliness, and I have seen the sharp, jagged pieces of your heart that were broken by the very hands you once held in complete confidence. I was there in the room when the atmosphere shifted, when the warmth of friendship turned into the cold, biting wind of indifference. I saw the look of bewilderment in your eyes when you realized that those you had sacrificed your time, your resources, and your loyalty for were the very ones whispering your name in the shadows of malice. I heard the conversations that took place behind closed doors, the laughter at your expense, the twisting of your words, and the calculated attempts to dismantle your character. You have felt like a soldier standing alone on a battlefield, looking around only to find that the allies you counted on have retreated, leaving you exposed to the arrows of the enemy. The pain of betrayal is a unique kind of sting. It is not just the loss of a person, but the loss of a sanctuary. I know how you have replayed every conversation, searching for where you went wrong, wondering what you could have done differently to keep their love. But I am here to tell you that their departure was not a reflection of your worth, but a revelation of their assignment. I have watched you endure the crushing weight of isolation, feeling as though the entire world had conspired to leave you in the dark. I saw you check your phone for messages that never came and wait for apologies that were never intended to be given. I saw the tears you shed when you realized that you were being intentionally excluded, that the inner circle you once belonged to had drawn a line in the sand with you on the outside. It hurts, my child, to be misunderstood by those who should have known your heart the best. It hurts to be labeled, judged, and cast aside by people who only ever saw the surface of your struggle, but never the depth of your devotion. You have felt like an outcast in your own life, a stranger in your own social circles. But do not be dismayed, for I am the God who sees in the secret place. While they were busy plotting your downfall and spreading falsehoods to tarnish your name, I was busy preparing a table for you in the presence of those very enemies. I have used their rejection as a divine filter, removing the people who were only destined to walk with you for a season, so that they would not hinder you in the eternal destiny I am about to unveil. You must understand, my precious one, that some people were never meant to see the palace version of you. I allowed the masks to fall and the true intentions to be revealed because I love you too much to let you be poisoned by the company you kept. Their betrayal was my protection. I saw the hidden daggers they carried, and I knew that if I did not allow the separation now, they would have caused even greater destruction when you reach the heights I have planned for you. When you feel the ache of being alone, remember that you are never truly solitary, for I am closer than your very breath. I am the friend who sticks closer than a brother, the father who will never leave you nor forsake you. I am vindicating you in this very hour. You do not need to defend yourself or fight for a seat at tables where you are not valued. I am building a new table for you, surrounded by those who will see your light and honor the call on your life. Let go of the bitterness that seeks to take root in your soul. Forgive them not because they deserve it, but because your spirit is too precious to be chained to the ghosts of the past. Your isolation is actually an invitation into a deeper intimacy with me, where I can whisper the secrets of your future without the interference of those who do not believe in your greatness. My beloved child, I have seen the peculiar and exhausting pattern that has defined your recent years. The cycle of the almost. I have watched you climb the mountain with everything you had, your breath ragged and your muscles aching, only to have the summit vanish in a mist of disappointment, just as you reached out to touch it. I saw you in the final stages of that job interview when the handshake felt like a promise, and the future looked bright, only to receive the cold automated rejection that left you questioning your own worth. I saw the relationship that was nearly healed, the breakthrough that was nearly finalized, and the financial miracle that was just one signature away, before it all inexplicably crumbled into dust. You have begun to feel as though there is an invisible glass ceiling above your head, a barrier that allows you to see the blessing but never to possess it. This is the trap of the almost a psychological and spiritual snare designed by the enemy to breed a specific kind of soul-crushing discouragement. The enemy knows he cannot stop my hand from moving, so he tries to make you weary of the journey, so that you will stop walking right before you reach the destination. He wants you to believe that you are destined for the near miss, that you are the person who almost made it but never quite did. It is a specific kind of agony to be teased with hope only to have it snatched away at the 13th hour. I have felt the sting of your heart every time a door you thought I opened slammed shut in your face. You have asked me in the silence of your room, Lord, why did you let me get this close if it wasn't for me? You have wondered if you misheard my voice or if you were being punished for some hidden flaw. But I am here to tell you that the almost was not a rejection. It was often a divine redirection or a final test of your character. Sometimes I allow the almost to happen because what you were chasing was actually a counterfeit of the greatness I have prepared for you. I saw that the job would have stolen your peace, that the relationship would have eventually become a cage, or that the financial deal had hidden traps that would have bankrupted your spirit. Other times, the almost is the enemy's desperate attempt to make you give up. He knows that the real breakthrough is so close that he can smell the fragrance of your victory. So he throws a last-minute obstacle in your path, hoping you will turn back in frustration. He wants you to settle for the almost because he is terrified of your "it is finished." Right now, in the midst of your confusion, I want you to perform a simple but profound act of spiritual surrender. Close your eyes for a moment, take a deep breath, and feel the tension leaving your chest. Now I want you to slowly loosen your grip. You have been holding on so tightly to your plans, your timelines, and your expectations that your knuckles have turned white with the strain. You have been trying to force the almost to become a now through the sheer power of your own will. But my power is made perfect in your weakness. Release the almost into my hands. Stop trying to figure out why that specific door closed and start trusting that I am the one who holds the master key to your life. When you commit your ways to me, I light your path and give purpose to every step, even the ones that seem to lead into a dead end. I am not a God of almost, I am the God of the abundantly more. If I did not allow that specific thing to pass, it is because I have something so much better that it will make you look back at your almost and laugh with pure, unadulterated joy. Do not allow the spirit of discouragement to take up any more space in your heart. You have a limited amount of room in your container of life, and if you fill it with the bitterness of past disappointments, you will have no room for the confidence and creativity you need for the next level. I am clearing out the wreckage of your almost seasons to make room for a season of suddenly. You are not behind. You are being built. You are not breaking. You are becoming. The very thing that tried to stop you is actually being used by me to strengthen your endurance and refine your character. You are passing the discouragement test, and because you have remained faithful in the little frustrations, I am preparing to entrust you with the much. The net is breaking, the glass ceiling is shattering, and the next time you reach for the prize, it will not slip through your fingers. It will be anchored in your life by the power of my word, and no man, no demon, and no circumstance will be able to take it from you. My child, open the eyes of your spirit to see what lies beyond the veil of the physical world. You have been searching for answers in the tangible things, looking at your bank account, analyzing the words of your critics, or worrying about the symptoms in your body. But I want to pull back the curtain and show you the true nature of the resistance you have been facing. This is not a series of unfortunate coincidences, nor is it merely the way life goes. You are currently standing in the center of a battlefield in the spiritual realm. Every struggle you have felt, every sudden wave of depression that hits you out of nowhere, and every door that was slammed shut in your face is a localized skirmish in a much larger war. The enemy of your soul is not concerned with ordinary people. He is terrified of those who carry the light of my kingdom. He sees the mantle I have placed upon you and the oil of anointing that drips from your life. Because he cannot touch me, he tries to touch my reflection in you. He has launched an all-out assault against your mind, attempting to make you believe that you are defeated, forgotten, and alone. But you must realize that the intensity of the attack is proof of the weight of your destiny. The enemy doesn't fight those who are going nowhere. He fights those who are about to cross the finish line of a major victory. I have seen the invisible arrows that were shot toward your peace in the middle of the night. I have seen the webs of confusion woven around your decisions, making you doubt the very wisdom I have given you. Understand this: the battle is for your fruit. The adversary sees the potential for greatness within you, the lives you will touch, the chains you will break, and the legacy you will build. And he is desperate to sabotage the harvest before the seeds can even take root. This is why the pressure has felt so concentrated and specific. It is a targeted attack on your focus. If he can keep you distracted by the small fires of daily drama, he can keep you from seeing the vast horizon of the kingdom I am building through you. You have been fighting people, circumstances, and even yourself, but your real fight is not against flesh and blood. It is against the principalities and powers that seek to darken the light of my glory in your life. But do not be afraid, for I am the Lord of hosts, the commander of heaven's armies. While the enemy was setting his traps and preparing his ambush, I was already positioning my legions around you. For every demon that whispers a lie, there are 10,000 angels shouting the truth of my promises over your life. The battle may be fierce, but it is already fixed in my favor. You are not a victim of this spiritual war. You are a victor who has already been given the keys to the kingdom. I did not send you into this battle unarmed. I have given you the armor of light, the sword of the Spirit, and the shield of faith that can extinguish every fiery dart sent your way. The reason you have felt so much resistance is that you are encroaching on territory that the darkness has held for a long time. Every time you choose to pray instead of worry, every time you choose to give instead of hoard, and every time you choose to love instead of hate, you are taking back ground for my glory. The enemy is trying to wear you down through attrition, hoping you will drop your guard and surrender. But I am infusing you with a fresh wind of my spirit today. I am strengthening your inner man so that you can stand firm against the schemes of the wicked. Remember, my silence is not abandonment. It is the strategic pause of a general who is about to command the final charge. The traps that were set for you in the spirit realm have already been identified and neutralized. Now I need you to lift your head and look beyond the chaos. Stop reacting to the shadows and start speaking to the mountain. Your words carry my authority. When you speak my name, the atmosphere of the battlefield changes. The darkness must flee when the light of the world stands up within you. My child, you have often asked in the quiet of your heart, why me? Why does it feel like the world is always pushing back against your efforts? Why does it seem like every time you take a step forward, a new obstacle appears? As if by design, I want you to look at yourself through my eyes for a moment. You are not a target because you are weak. You are a target because you are significant. You carry a spiritual weight and internal brilliance that you have yet to fully comprehend. Long before you were formed in your mother's womb, I set you apart and called you by name. I placed a crown of destiny upon your head that is invisible to human eyes but blinding to the forces of darkness. The enemy does not waste his arrows on those who pose no threat to his kingdom. He sees the mantle of leadership, the gift of healing, and the spirit of prosperity that I have woven into your DNA. He sees the chosen one mark upon your soul, glowing like a beacon in the spiritual realm. He attacks you so relentlessly because he is terrified of what will happen when you finally realize who you truly are. He wants to keep you in a state of constant survival so that you never rise into your state of true dominion. You are a threat to the strongholds of old, and your very existence is a prophecy of the darkness's defeat. I do not give big assignments to small people, and the level of conflict you are facing is directly proportional to the level of glory I am about to reveal in your life. You have been wondering why your path is so much harder than those around you, why you have had to fight for things that others seem to receive with ease. It is because I am forging a character within you that can carry the weight of the massive blessing that is coming. A common soldier is trained for a common task, but you are being trained for royalty. Every trial, every tear, and every moment of targeted opposition has been a part of your divine preparation. I have allowed the pressure because pressure is necessary for you to soar to the levels I have destined for you. Without the resistance of the wind, the eagle cannot rise. Without the heat of the furnace, the gold cannot be purified. The darkness is targeting you because you are the key to breaking the generational curses in your family. You are the one who will open the doors that have been locked for decades. Do not be intimidated by the shadow. The shadow only exists because there is a great light, my light, shining directly upon you. I am your refuge and your fortress, the God in whom you can truly trust. I want you to rest in the absolute certainty that I will deliver you from every snare of the fowler and from the deadly pestilence that seeks to quietly infect your peace. The traps they have laid in the dark, the words they have spoken against your future, and the nets they have cast to trip your feet, I am dissolving them all right now by the heat of my presence. I am the potter and you are the clay. I am molding you into a vessel of honor that the enemy cannot break. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment I shall condemn. You were created to be filled with joy, peace, and creativity. Do not allow the enemy's targeting to push out these good things. You control what is in your container. Empty out the fear and the why me questions and fill that space with the confidence that you are my beloved, my chosen, and my protected one. The battle is loud only because the enemy is desperate. He knows his time is short and your season of manifestation is here. You are not being punished. You are being prepared for a seat at the highest table. My precious one, I am pulling back the layers of the invisible snares that have been meticulously woven around your life. I see the faces you do not see, and I hear the whispers that occur when your back is turned. There are those in your immediate circle who carry a spirit of envy, not necessarily because of what you possess in your hands, but because of who you are in your spirit. They see the divine grace upon you, and it irritates the darkness within them. I have seen the evil eye cast your way by those you once considered trusted companions, and the subtle sabotages meant to keep you at their level of mediocrity. These are not mere human conflicts. They are spiritual weights designed to slow your ascent into the heights I have prepared for you. I have also seen the ancient snares, the generational cycles of lack, addiction, and heartbreak that have haunted your bloodline for decades. These invisible threads have been trying to pull you back into the patterns of your ancestors, whispering that you can never truly be free. But I am the breaker of chains, and I am exposing every hidden trap today. No longer will you be held back by the jealousy of others or the shadows of your past. You have felt a strange and sudden drain on your energy lately, a heaviness that enters the room when you speak to certain people. This is your spirit sensing the snares that have been laid in your path. These individuals are not your enemies in the flesh, but they have become vessels for a spirit that seeks to extinguish your fire before it can light up the world. They smile to your face while secretly wishing for your stumble, hoping that the light of your destiny will dim so they can feel better about their own darkness. But do not fear, for I am your divine shield and your hiding place. If you believe that I am currently shielding you from these envious eyes and breaking the generational nets that have tried to entangle your feet, then do not stay silent in this holy moment. If you believe that I am your protector and that you are safely tucked under the shadow of my wings, show your agreement with the heavens. Like this video and subscribe to this channel right now as a bold physical declaration that you belong to the light. By doing this, you are signaling to the enemy that his time of hiding is over and that you are stepping into a global family of faith that stands as a fortress. Type, "I belong to the light" in the comments below to seal this truth in your heart and notify the spirit realm that you are no longer a victim. I am cleansing your atmosphere right now, removing the toxic residue of those who have tried to hinder your progress with their negative energy. I am separating you from the people who were designed to be anchors rather than sails in your life. I am the potter, and I am smoothing out the rough edges of your soul, removing the impurities that the enemy tried to bake into your character through past trauma. Those words that were spoken over you in the dark, the labels of failure, too much or not enough, I am erasing them with the blood of my promise. Those words were traps meant to cage your true identity, but I say you are my masterpiece created for good works. The snares of the past are being burned away by the holy fire of my love. You are no longer bound by the mistakes of your parents or the limitations of your upbringing. I am doing a new thing, and the old traps are being dismantled piece by piece. You will walk through the rooms that used to intimidate you with a new quiet authority, for the very snares that once tripped you have been turned into the foundation stones upon which you will build your kingdom. I am turning the tables on those who have spent their nights wishing for your downfall. The very nets they spread for you will become the nets that catch their own schemes. You do not need to seek revenge or spend another moment worrying about what is being said in the dark, for I am your vindicator. I am the one who brings every hidden thing into the light. The invisible layers of resistance that have made your life feel like an uphill battle are dissolving even as I speak. You are being refined in the fire, and you will come out as pure gold, untouched by the smoke of the enemy's jealousy. Trust in my timing. I am removing the wolves in sheep's clothing from your path to make way for the true destiny helpers I have assigned to you. The snare is broken, the layers are gone, and you are stepping into a season of unprecedented clarity and freedom. The light within you is now too bright for the shadows to touch, and the path ahead is being cleared by my own hand. Walk forward with your head held high, for the King of Kings is leading your way into the morning. My beloved child, think back to those moments when you felt lucky or perhaps frustrated by a sudden, inexplicable change in your plans. Think of the time a door closed just as you were about to walk through it, or the meeting that was canceled at the very last second, leaving you feeling rejected and confused. You called it a near miss or a stroke of bad luck, but I want you to look closer. That was my hand reaching down from the heavens to divert a disaster you couldn't see. While you were mourning the loss of an opportunity, I was busy deflecting a spiritual arrow that was aimed directly at your heart. I have been the unseen wall between you and the predator, the quiet voice that told you to take a different route home, and the divine interference that caused a person of ill intent to lose interest in you. I have moved the chess pieces of your life with a precision you cannot yet comprehend, ensuring that even when you were walking blindly, you were walking under the shadow of my protection. Every weapon that has been fashioned by the hands of your enemies to strike you down has been neutralized by my very presence before it could even reach your atmosphere. I have been working behind the scenes of your life, intervening in the places where your own strength had reached its limit. I have intervened in your finances when the numbers didn't add up, stretching your resources in ways that defy human logic. I have intervened in your physical body, breathing my supernatural life into your weary cells and healing wounds that no medicine could ever touch. I am the God who makes a way where there is no way, and I have been your rear guard and your vanguard, protecting you from the mistakes of your past and the dangers of your future. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that has risen against you in judgment I have already condemned. I have silenced the voices of the accusers in the courts of heaven and earth alike. You have seen the closed doors, but you did not see the crumbling foundation on the other side that I was keeping you from. You felt the sting of the no, but you did not see the trap that was waiting in the yes. My intervention is my love in action, a divine shielding that keeps your soul intact while I strengthen your inner life for the glory that is to come. As you move forward into this new day, I want you to walk with the quiet confidence of a child who knows their father owns the entire universe. I did not bring you through the fire just to leave you in the smoke. I brought you through to make you fireproof. The same hand that held back the waters of the Red Sea is currently holding back the forces that seek to overwhelm your peace. I am making your crooked paths straight and your rough places smooth, even as you listen to my voice. Do not stress about the how or the when, for my timing is perfect and my provision is certain. Come into complete agreement with me today. I say you are forgiven, so do not agree with the guilt the enemy tries to place on you. I say you are well supplied, so do not agree with the spirit of lack. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end of your story, and I promise you that the ending is more beautiful than anything you could ever imagine. Relax into my grace, for I am here, I am alive, and my hand is firmly upon your life, guiding you toward a destiny that no man can stop. Can you hear it? My child, in the silence of this very moment, there is a sound echoing through the halls of the spiritual realm that the world cannot perceive, but your spirit knows well. It is the sound of the snap. The iron jaws of the trap that held your feet in place for so many years have finally shattered into 1,000 pieces. The fine invisible threads of the net that were woven with such malice to entangle your every move and sabotage your every dream have been severed by my word of power. Your soul has escaped like a bird out of the snare of the fowler. The snare is broken and you have escaped. For too long you have lived like a prisoner in your own circumstances, watching opportunities pass you by while you remain tethered to a past you couldn't outrun and a pain you couldn't heal. You felt the tightening of the cords every time you tried to reach for. My promise is a restriction that made you doubt my love. But I am declaring a divine release over your life right now. The tension that has been pulling at your spirit, the invisible weight that has been dragging your shoulders down, it is gone. I have breathed upon the knots that were too tight for human hands to untie, and they have dissolved into nothingness. You are no longer held. You are no longer restricted. You are no longer bound by the expectations of men or the limitations of your ancestors. The cage is open, and I am calling you to step out and fly. I want you to prepare your heart, for in the next 24 hours you will feel a shift in the very atmosphere surrounding you. It will start as a subtle lightness in your chest, a sudden ability to breathe deeply without the familiar stinging ache of anxiety. You will look at the problems that once terrified you, and you will find that they no longer have the power to trigger your fear. This is the evidence of your sudden freedom. The fog that has clouded your judgment and made you feel lost in your own life is lifting. And for the first time in years, you will see your path with crystal clarity. Things that seemed impossible yesterday will begin to look like simple stepping stones today. I am giving you a fresh perspective, a heavenly vantage point from which you can see that the giants who stood in your way were nothing more than shadows cast by small, defeated things. This breakthrough is not a distant hope. The breaking of the snare has already occurred in the spirit, and the manifestation is hitting your physical reality as I speak. You will feel a surge of divine energy and a renewed sense of creativity, a hunger to build and to dream again that you thought had been extinguished forever. This is not a temporary relief, but a permanent liberation from the cycle of the almost. The enemy is standing in stunned silence, watching you walk free from the very pit he dug for your destruction. He cannot understand how the chains fell off without a key, but he does not realize that my voice is the master key to every lock in the universe. You are stepping into a season of effortless progress where the struggle for every inch of ground has ended. Where you once had to push against closed doors, you will now find that the path opens before you even arrive. The people who were used by the darkness to hold you back are now powerless to stop your momentum. Their influence over your life has been completely neutralized. I am making you untouchable by the schemes of the wicked. As you step into this newfound freedom, I command you, do not look back at the broken pieces of the trap. Do not waste a single moment wondering what would have happened if you had been caught, or why the struggle lasted so long. Your gaze must be fixed forward on the horizon of the new that I am unfolding before your eyes. The net is gone, the sky is clear, and your wings have been strengthened by the very wind that tried to blow you down. This is the moment you were born, for the moment the chosen one ceases to be a victim and becomes a victor. Walk in this liberty, for I have made you free indeed, and what I have liberated no man can ever bind again. My precious child, prepare yourself for a divine acceleration that will leave you in awe of my power. Over the next 7 days, I am initiating a cycle of supernatural restoration that will touch every withered area of your life. You have been waiting in the hallway of not yet for years, but now I am opening the floodgates of right now. This is not a slow recovery. It is a rapid reconstruction of your destiny. Within the first 24 hours, you will notice a profound clarity returning to your mind. The mental fog that made every decision feel like a burden will lift, replaced by a sharp, divine intuition that guides your every step. I am restoring the years that the locusts have eaten, and I am doing it with a speed that defies human logic. You will find that the energy you lost to stress and heartache is flowing back into your spirit, making you feel young and vibrant once again. Watch as the atmosphere around your home shifts from heavy anxiety to a light, joyful peace that surpasses understanding. By the 3rd and 4th days, you will see tangible signs of my provision manifesting in your physical world. Keep your eyes open for the unexpected, for I am moving the hearts of people you haven't heard from in years. Unexpected phone calls will bring news of opportunities you thought were dead, and emails will arrive containing the yes you have been praying for. I am reaching into the places where your resources have been stuck, held up by red tape, or blocked by the hands of the envious, and I am releasing them into your account. The money that was owed to you, the settlements that were delayed, and the refunds that were lost in the system are finding their way to you now. I am the God who owns the cattle on 1,000 hills, and I am rerouting the wealth of the wicked into the hands of the righteous. This is your season of suddenly. You will go from lacking to overflowing in a matter of days, because I am making up for lost time. If you believe I am breaking your chains and releasing your provision right now, do not stay silent. Type "breakthrough is mine" or 888 to claim this restoration and activate the cycle of new beginnings in your life. As this 7-day window continues, I am performing a deep work in your relationships and your emotional health. On the 5th and 6th days, I am healing the fractures in your family, and bringing a spirit of reconciliation where there was only silence and bitterness. The people who misunderstood you will suddenly see you in a new light, and the walls of isolation will crumble. But even more importantly, I am restoring your confidence. I am removing the victim label from your heart and replacing it with the seal of a victor. You will walk with a new authority, speaking words of life that take root immediately. My child, as you witness these miracles, remember that this is only the beginning of a lifelong partnership with me. To ensure you stay connected to this flow of divine revelation and never lose your way again, I invite you to join this family of the chosen. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel right now, signaling your agreement with the heavens that you are ready for a permanent transformation. By the 7th day, you will stand in a completely different reality than the one you inhabited just a week prior. This is the completion of a cycle of lack and the beginning of a cycle of abundance. I am sealing your breakthroughs so that no thief can steal what I have restored. I am giving you a double portion for all your trouble. You will see that the tears you sowed in the dark were not wasted. They were the irrigation for the massive harvest you are about to reap. I am making everything beautiful in its time, and your time has finally arrived. This 7-day acceleration is my gift to you, a sign of my favor that will baffle your critics and inspire your friends. Stand tall, for the God of restoration is walking beside you, and every step you take this week is a step toward the total fulfillment of my promises. Believe in this accelerated work, for my word does not return to me void, but accomplishes everything I purpose. My beloved child, I have been the silent witness to every plot hatched against you in the corridors of the dark. I have seen the malicious meetings where your name was brought up only to be torn apart. And I have heard the laughter of those who thought they could outsmart my divine plan for your life. They thought their secrecy was a shield, but there is no shadow deep enough to hide from my gaze. I saw when they purposely withheld information to make you fail. I saw when they manipulated the truth to make you look like the villain in your own story. They have spent countless hours weaving a web to catch your feet, thinking they could steal your joy and take credit for your downfall. But listen to me, I have allowed them to finish their work because the very weapon they have forged to destroy you is about to become the instrument of their own undoing. You have carried the weight of their judgment and the sting of their betrayal with a quiet dignity that has moved my heart. Now it is my turn to move my hand on your behalf. The spiritual law of the harvest is unchangeable and absolute. What a man sows, that shall he also reap. Those who have dug a pit for you are about to fall headlong into the very hole they prepared with such meticulous hate. Even as I speak, the ground is beginning to shift beneath their feet. The snares they laid across your path have been turned back upon them, and they are becoming entangled in their own deception. You do not need to lift a finger or utter a single word of retaliation, for I am the Lord of justice, and I do not sleep. I have seen their arrogance as they gloated over your struggles, but their pride is the very thing that will cause their sudden and spectacular collapse. The truth that they tried so hard to bury is rising to the surface with the force of a tidal wave, and the light of my glory is exposing every hidden agenda they sought to keep in the shadows. You will stand in stunned silence as you watch those who tried to destroy you lose their influence, their platform, and their peace. Their collapse will not be because of your anger, but because they dared to touch the apple of my eye. I want you to hold your peace and remain still, for the battle is not yours to fight. There is a specific kind of strength in silence, a posture that says, I know my God is fighting for me. When you choose not to strike back, you give me the space to act with total authority. If you believe that I am your vindicator and that I am handling the people who tried to hurt you, then let the heavens hear your faith. Do not stay silent in the face of this revelation. If you believe that your enemies are stumbling while you are rising, type "Justice is served" or 777 in the comments right now to confirm that you are releasing your desire for revenge into my hands. By doing this, you are letting go of the poison of bitterness and allowing my peace to flood your soul. As you type, feel the weight of their judgment leaving your spirit. You are being cleared of every false accusation, and your reputation is being restored in the sight of all. The collapse of your enemies will be so complete that people will look for them and find them no more. I am removing the toxic presence from your workplace, your social circles, and your family lines. Those who refuse to celebrate your light will no longer be allowed to inhabit your space. As they fall, you will be lifted. As they lose their voice, your testimony will become louder than ever. This is the moment of divine exchange where the victimized becomes the ruler and the oppressor becomes the memory. I am establishing your house on the rock, and while the storms of justice wash away the houses built on the sand of lies, your house shall stand firm and unshakable. The traps are gone. The hunters have become the hunted, and you are walking into a season where no enemy can even stand in your presence. The atmosphere of your life is now too pure for their darkness to survive. Rest in me, my precious one, for your vindication is not a hope, it is a finished work. My beloved child, I have looked upon the ledger of your life, and I have seen the years that were stolen from you by the locusts of disappointment and the thieves of circumstance. I have seen the nights you spent mourning the opportunities that slipped through your fingers and the relationships that withered before they could bloom. You have often wondered if those years were simply wasted, if the pain you endured was for nothing. But hear my voice today. I am not just a God who rescues, I am the God who restores. I am the master of time, and I am declaring a season of sevenfold compensation over your life. I am reaching back into your past, into those seasons of silence and lack, and I am pulling forward the blessings that were delayed. You are not just going to recover what was lost. You are going to receive it with a divine interest that will leave you breathless. For every tear you shed in the dark, I am preparing a river of joy. For every moment of rejection, I am giving you a double portion of honor. The enemy thought he was emptying your container, but he was actually clearing space for a manifestation so large that your current life will not be able to contain it. I am the one who makes everything beautiful in its time, and I am telling you that your time of being repaid has officially begun. Understand the weight of this promise, my precious one. There is a spiritual law that when a thief is caught, he must pay back sevenfold, and I have caught the enemy in his attempt to derail your destiny and steal your inheritance. I am currently restoring your joy, your peace, your health, and your creativity with a divine intensity that will leave no trace of the struggle behind. You will look back at the years of hardship, and they will seem like a distant dream compared to the brightness of the glory I am unfolding in your present. I am restoring your confidence, the kind of bold, unshakable faith that moves mountains and silences the voices of doubt. I am restoring your finances, opening portals of supply that have been blocked by generational cycles of lack and hidden sabotage. This compensation is not just for your survival, it is for your dominion. I am equipping you with such an abundance that you will become a reservoir of blessing for others, a source of hope for the hopeless. You are moving from a state of just enough to a state of more than enough. The pressure you endured was not meant to break you. It was the refining heat required to make you a vessel that can hold the weight of glory. Real blessings are heavy, and I have spent these years strengthening your shoulders and deepening your character so that when the overflow hits, you will stand firm and unshakable. If you believe that I am currently pouring out this sevenfold restoration into your life, if you can feel the shift in your spirit and the warmth of my promise touching your heart, do not remain silent. This is a moment of divine agreement, a sacred transaction between your soul and my spirit. Type "I receive my double portion" or 777 in the comments right now to signal your acceptance of this heavenly compensation and to seal this promise in your reality. By doing this, you are coming into alignment with my word and telling the spirit realm that you are ready to walk in the abundance I have prepared specifically for you. Do not allow the spirit of doubt to whisper that it is too late or that you have missed your window of opportunity. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, and I am never too late. As long as I wake you up and give you breath, it means I am not through with you yet. You are not behind. You are being launched into a new dimension of favor. The delay was not a denial. It was a divine shielding while I built within you the maturity and character required to manage the massive inheritance that is now being released. Every lesson you learned in the valley of suffering is now becoming a credential for your seat in the palace. You have passed the test of faithfulness in the little things, and now I am calling you into the much. Stand tall. My chosen one, for the God of the harvest is standing with you, and the harvest is great. Now that the snare is broken and the dust of the battlefield has settled, I want you to look at your hands. They are no longer trembling with the cold sweat of fear. They are being infused with the warmth of a new divine authority. You have spent so long just trying to survive the trap that you have forgotten what it feels like to truly live, but survival was never my ultimate plan for you. I am calling you out of the ruins of your struggle and into the blueprints of your reign. The fire you went through did not consume you, it tempered you. The isolation you endured did not bury you, it planted you. I have been watching your character grow in the dark, watching you choose integrity when no one was looking, and watching you hold on to my hand when the world tried to pull you away. Because you have been faithful in the season of hiddenness, I am now launching you into a season of high visibility. A new mission is being etched into your spirit, even as you hear my voice, a mission that transcends your own needs and reaches into the lives of those who are still trapped in the nets you have just escaped. You are transitioning from being the one who needs a miracle to being the one who carries the miracle for others. I am placing a new mantle upon your shoulders, one that carries the weight of leadership and the fragrance of my favor. There are people whose destinies are tied to your yes. There are doors that will only open when you walk toward them, not because of your human strength, but because of the spiritual rank you have earned through your endurance. I am expanding your influence in your workplace, in your community, and in the digital spaces where you dwell. Your words will no longer fall to the ground. They will carry the fire of my spirit, bringing comfort to the broken and conviction to the lost. You were not saved just to be safe. You were saved to be a beacon. I am opening up a kingdom of opportunity for you, a realm of influence where your unique gifts, your scars, and your story will serve as the keys to unlock the prisons of others. You are no longer the prey. You are the protector. You are no longer the victim. You are the visionary. The world is waiting for the manifestation of the chosen one that has been forged in the furnace of affliction. The kingdom I am calling you to inhabit is not built of bricks and mortar, but of purpose and power. I have prepared a seat for you at tables you never dreamed of attending, and I have prepared ears to hear the wisdom I have downloaded into your heart during your nights of weeping. Do not be intimidated by the scale of the new doors I am opening. I have already gone ahead of you to level the mountains and break the bars of iron. As you step into this new mission, you will find that the resources you need are already waiting for you at the point of your obedience. The provision will meet the vision. If you are ready to accept this divine assignment and step into the kingdom I have prepared for you, do not stay silent. This is a moment of total transformation. Type I accept my mission or 1101 in the comments right now to signal to the heavens that you are ready to leave the old behind and embrace the greatness of your calling. By doing this, you are marking the day you stopped running from the enemy and started running toward your destiny. As you step into this higher level of influence, remember that your greatest strength lies in your connection to me. I am the vine and you are the branches. As long as you remain in me, you will bear much fruit. To ensure that you stay anchored in this family of believers and continue to receive the spiritual nourishment you need for this journey, I invite you once more to signal your commitment. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel right now, joining the thousands of other chosen ones who are rising together in this hour. This is not just a community, it is an army of light, and your presence is vital to the victory. Your new mission is starting today, and the kingdom you are about to inherit is more vast and glorious than your wildest dreams. The trap is broken, the mission is clear, and the King is walking right beside you. Go forth in my power, for I have chosen you for such a time as this, and I will never leave your side. My beloved child, come close now and feel the stillness of my presence. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the one who was, who is, and who is to come. Every word I have whispered into your soul today is not merely a comfort. It is a divine decree that has already been recorded in the ledgers of eternity. I am the one who opens doors that no man can shut, and I am the one who shuts doors that no man can open. Right now, I am placing my holy seal upon your life, a mark of ownership and protection that the darkness cannot penetrate. The trap that was set for you has not just been triggered, it has been completely pulverized by the weight of my glory. I am speaking a finality into your season of struggle. The cycles of pain, the patterns of betrayal, and the heavy chains of almost are being locked away in a past that no longer has permission to touch your future. I am breathing. My it is finished over your weariness, sealing the work of restoration I have begun in you. This is the moment of the Great Seal. I want you to visualize my light surrounding your home, your family, and your very mind like an impenetrable fortress of fire. No thief can enter this sanctuary, no weapon can pierce this shield. I am declaring that the freedom you have felt today is not a passing emotion, but a permanent state of being. The net is gone, and the ground beneath your feet is now holy and firm. I am sealing your finances so that the devourer can no longer touch your harvest. I am sealing your health so that the spirit of infirmity must flee at the mention of my name. I am sealing your relationships so that only those who carry my light can enter your inner circle. What I have done for you today is irreversible. The enemy may try to remind you of the old trap, but you will look and see only the broken fragments of his failure. You are walking under an open heaven, and the oil of my anointing is being poured out upon you in a measure that will never run dry. You are my chosen one, and your victory is now anchored in the bedrock of my eternal truth. Now, my child, it is time for you to finalize this divine transaction. Do not let these words merely float away. Anchor them into your physical reality. Seal this prophecy now and forever so that it cannot be stolen or forgotten. Type Amen or It is done in the comments below to lock this blessing into your life and to signal to every force in heaven and on earth that you have accepted your freedom. By doing this, you are closing the door on the past and stepping fully into the light of your new day. This is your act of spiritual authority, your way of saying that you believe my word more than your circumstances. Seal it now and feel the peace of my spirit settle deep within your bones. It is done. It is finished. You are free. My precious child, as you stand at the threshold of this transformed reality, I want you to take one final deep breath of the air of your freedom. Look back one last time at the wreckage of the trap that once held you, not with fear, but with the quiet satisfaction of knowing that what I break remains broken forever. You are no longer the person who entered this moment. You have been refined, redefined, and resurrected into a higher version of yourself. But I want you to understand something vital. Freedom is not just the absence of a cage. It is the beginning of a magnificent journey. The breaking of the snare was merely the clearing of the ground so that I could begin to build the palace I have designed for you. A new door is swinging wide open right now, revealing a horizon filled with colors you haven't seen and opportunities you haven't dared to dream of. This is the start of your after the season, where your testimony becomes the soundtrack of your success. You are stepping into a light that no shadow can diminish, and every step you take from this moment forward is ordered by my divine hand. Remember, my beloved, that true liberty is a walk of constant readiness. Do not let your guard down, but do not live in anxiety. Stay close to me, for the treasures I am about to unveil are even greater than the ones I have just restored. I have prepared a table, a crown, and a mission that will demand everything you have learned in the valley of your struggle. You are ready. You are equipped. You are mine. As you walk out of this message and into your new world, carry the fire of this truth with you. Let it light your path and warm those who are still shivering in the shadows of their own traps. But do not think this is the end of our conversation. This is merely the conclusion of one movement in the symphony of your life. There is a specific treasure, a secret revelation I have reserved for your next step, which I will share with you in my next message. Your journey of blessing is a continuous river, and I am guiding every current. The trap was set for your destruction, but I have used it as the foundation for your elevation. Before you step into the miracle of your next 24 hours, let us seal this bond of faith one final time. If this message has been the life raft you needed, then do not let the light stop with you. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel right now as your final act of commitment to this journey of the chosen. Join this family permanently, for we are moving into a season where we will need each other's strength and my constant guidance. Be a vessel of my love. Share this message with at least 3 people you know are currently struggling in their own traps. By sharing, you are not just sending a video, you are throwing a lifeline into the darkness. Your act of generosity will trigger even more favor in your own life. Go now in peace, with my hand upon your head and my love in your heart. The snare is broken, the sky is open, and I am already waiting for you at the next door. I love you now and forever. It is done.